Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be talking about filters and the different types of filters that we have in Power BI. So what is meant by a filter? So filters are nothing but if we would like to extract a portion of data from the selected columns, then we try to use a filter on the respective report or dashboard. So there are three different types of filters in Power BI. First one, namely visual level filter, and then we have page level filter, and the third one is report level filter. So let's see quickly what are the three different types, and we'll also look at these filter types by using a practical example. Now, the first one is a visual level filter. So, visual level filters are nothing but if we would like to apply the filter only on a specific visual on the page, that's when we go ahead and use a visual level filter. Okay, so a page would consist of multiple visualizations, and if our intention is just to apply on a specific visual on the page, then we use the visual level filter. And the second one is the page level filter. So if our intention is to apply the filter across all the visualizations on the page, then we go ahead and use the page level filter. So currently on this particular page, as you see here, we do have three different visuals. So if I would like to filter the data across all these three visualizations, then I use a page level filter to do that process. Now, the third one is the report level filter. So, report level filters are helpful if you have multiple pages in the same workbook and if your intention is to apply this filter across multiple pages at one go. So, usually in a real time project, we often deal with having multiple pages, and it's quite time consuming, and it's also not a recommended way to go page by page in order to apply the same filter across multiple pages. So instead of navigating through one by one page to apply the filter, at one go we can just apply it by using this filters on all pages option, so that this filter is being applied at a less go, like without much effort being implemented. So this type of a filter is referred to as a report level filter. Now, that's about the theoretical discussion about filters and types of filters. So now let's quickly see and understand how do we apply this on a practical with a practical example. So we'll go one by one. So as you can see here, towards the right hand side of my visualizations, I have three panes currently being enabled. The first one is the filters pane, and then we have the visualization pane, and the third one is the fields pane. Now we can just hide those panes if that is not needed for your reporting purpose. And if this filters pane is not visible at the initial instant, and if you wish to have this being enabled, then you can just go to this home ribbon and select this view tab and hit on this filters option, so that this would allow us to see this filters pane next to your visualizations. And if you'd like to hide that filters, then you can just unselect this filters icon, and that should disappear from this pane. So now let's try to apply a visual level filter. Now, as per my explanation, we said that if our intention is to apply on a specific visual, then we use a visual level filter. So I just selected this waterfall visualization here, and I'd like to apply a filter just on this specific visual so that it doesn't impact my other two visualizations. Okay, so the moment I've selected this visual, within the filters pane, we have an option being enabled, which is filters on this visual. So now I get to see what are the filters that are currently being applied on the specific visual that I've selected. So here there are three filters being currently applied. The first one is product name, and then we also have profit and segment. Now let's try to select some value within this column. So I'll go with the segment. So I'll just select consumer and home office. And as you can see, based on my data selection within this particular field, only this particular visualization is being impacted, but it's not impacting my other two visualizations on the same page. So therefore, visual level filters are helpful if you'd like to populate the data on a specific visualization. And as you also can see, there are different types of filter modes based on which you can apply this filter. So the first filter mode is the basic filtering, which is the default one. So if you enable this basic filtering as your filter type, then it would allow you to filter the values based on a search criteria, or you can just multi-select the values next to that value names. So this is the basic filtering. The second option is the advanced filtering. So if you enable this advanced filtering, it would allow us to make some additional conditions being applied on this filter condition. Like you can just specify a range of values within which it would meet that values, and then those resultant data is populated or shown on your respective visual. So this is about the advanced filtering. So if you just look at the items within that advanced filtering option, you can get to see the different ways of how you can apply this conditions or rules on the visual. So beneath that, you also have some clauses to be considered, which is the AND operator or the OR operator. So, since I said this is a range of values to be specified as a rule, then it depends on how you select the conditions from AND or OR. So, if you select AND, then only if both the values are met, that resultant data would be shown up on the corresponding visual. But if you select OR, then either of the values are met, then those values would be shown on the visual. So this is the difference between the operator selection. So make sure that you select the right selection to avoid any anomalies being listed on the visualization. And then we also have the third mode of filtering, which is the top or bottom end. So at any point of time, if your interest is only to look at the top end products or maybe the bottom end products, then you can just use this option filter type as top end, and specify the value of how many values you'd like to see on that respective data, right? So if your intent is to just look at the top 10 products, then you just select the top n as your filter type and select this show items as top and specify the value as 10, and that should give you the top 10 based products. Okay, and based on a specific value, so you would need to apply based on which it should compute this results. And here, if you select this drop down, you also get to see top and bottom, so you can just toggle between both of them based on your requirement. So this is about the three different types of filter modes, how you can enable it on the specific column. So this is the visual level filter. The second type of filter is the page level filter. So visual level filter is being applied only on a specific visual, wherein page level filter can be applied across all the visualizations that are existing on the same page. So if you see here, beneath that, once you unselect the corresponding visual, you get to see two different options. One is the filters on this page and filters on all pages. So filters on this page is nothing but the page level filter, wherein filters on all pages is the report level filter. Okay, so if your intent is to apply that selection to be changed across all the visualizations in the current page, then we go ahead and use this filters on this page section. So currently we've applied this date field to filter the data. So as I make a selection on my filter criteria, all the data is getting updated accordingly. So you can observe that all the charts are being updated based on my selection on my filter. Okay, so this is our page level filtering. The third one is your report level filter. So in a real project, we often deal with multiple pages. So in order to apply the same filter across multiple pages at one go, then we can use this report level filter as a criteria. So you just need to bring in that specific column on this filters on all pages section, and that should allow you to enable that filter across all other pages. Okay, but there is a difference here with respect to the slicer. So when you apply a specific field on this particular section as a report level filter, you would not have an option to specify to choose to apply for a specific number of pages. Like for example, if you have 5 pages in your workbook, and if you'd like to apply it for only 4 pages out of 5, you cannot make that selection. So it would just apply across all the pages that are there in the entire workbook. So this is a difference between a filters applied on all pages, which is a report level filter, and a slicer. So when you use a slicer, you get that benefit of specifying how that filter should be applied across different pages, and you can just select among the filter pages as well, like on the pages selection. So this is it about filters and the different types. So I hope you understood this topic thoroughly. And if you do like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. Thank you.